What up, YouTube? I am Dom Knight. This is Night Talks. We're back with another reaction for you. Got It's Complicated back. They just dropped some stuff with a big YouTuber, female YouTuber in the space, Just Pearly Things. I'm gonna probably react to that later on, maybe later in the week, maybe next week. But right now we're gonna jump into this video. This one's called Man Enough? Question mark. Rules of modern dating and understanding women. I ain't seen this, so let's jump into this together.
Can you name some controversial women's issues?
Controversial women's issues.
Abortion.
Oh, that's a good one. Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean,
Of course we are.
Oh, well, I don't know. Like,
Name all of them.
Can you just name a few controversial women's issues?
Issues. The wage gap. The
Honestly,
sexual assault. Me too.
the Madonna horror complex.
Can you name any men's issues?
oh, men's issues.
They need to treat women better.
Erectile dysfunction.
That's
Okay, but I mean, like, can you name any like men's struggles?
Oh, struggles.
Mental health.
Yeah, mental health. That's definitely.
Actually, men commit rates. They actually commit suicide the
yeah,
most.
more, yeah.
Women attempt more. But,
they
men
know
are
a
more
little
successful.
something.
And can you name any men's issues?
Yeah, like toxic masculinity.
Just honestly, the patriarchy affects everyone. So like,
Why do you think men's mental health is in crisis?
The stigma behind it, and it's negatively
Yeah, they're
looked
afraid to
upon.
like talk about it, and especially like family just like kind of shames that sometimes.
Why are men typically the ones blamed for inflating a woman's ego?
Because most guys love to tell women how beautiful they are.
Weren't men groomed to be that way?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes. And to respect women ever since we're little, for sure.
I don't know, but we don't do that. They inflate their own ego.
Right, but I mean, what about simps? Simps are blamed for inflating a woman's ego, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's just degrading the value of the man, is what it does.
Weren't men groomed to be that way?
I hate to say it. Yes, they were groomed to be simps. We're supposed to come in and just go with what goes on, just conform with the household, go out, work, bring it all in, and
We are supposed to treat a lady with respect, but no, we're not groomed to be lower ourselves for something else. Because if I lower myself to come to your level, I can't help you get to my level.
Are women equally guilty for demoralizing
I would
men
say
and their
yeah.
ego?
Absolutely. Women choose. Women are choosers.
Are women equally guilty for demoralizing men and their ego?
Yes, they are, because, you know, women just could, like I said, they could easily go on some kind of social media and just post a picture of themselves and expect a man to go ahead and give her everything she needs because she's wearing makeup, basically. And you know what? That's not how it should be. It should be an even playing field for the both of us.
Aren't women raised to be spoiled as princesses?
Women are raised. Women are coddled. They absolutely are. Yeah.
So if so, why isn't that given any attention?
Well, because it's a woman world. Yeah, it's everything, you know, rules around women. It's whatever the woman says, that's what the man's gonna do.
I mean, I got a kid too, so I'm guilty of this. So, I don't know. It's just, I think it's something innate in us biologically. We just want to build, protect, and our princess, our little girls, are somebody we can protect. I mean, obviously, since the moment they're born.
Do you find it hypocritical when parents advise their sons to avoid gold diggers while also advising their daughters to find a man who will take care of them?
Yes. Big yes.
It's hypocritical, but it's the way of the world. Doggy dog world, baby.
Are men no longer providing because women don't want to submit, or are women no longer submitting because men don't want to provide?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm so glad that you asked that. I think it is because women don't want to submit because of, you know, sometimes the guy's not worth it. A woman will submit if the guy is, if she feels safe, if she feels secure, if he treats her right and respectful. So yeah, we will. It's almost, it's automatic. You don't even have to say it. A woman will submit.
A man is
put on this world to take care of the woman. So a man is that, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what a woman's supposed to look for. A man that's able to take care of them. And a man is, I don't think that's a question for a man. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So what were women put on this planet for?
To produce, to nurture. Hello.
So then why are there so many women encouraged and raised to be independent rather than nurturing?
A lot of women were raised without fathers. So how could you know how to be a woman to a man if you didn't have a dad?
Well, right, but a lot of men were raised without fathers, so how could a man know how to be a leader and a provider to a woman if he didn't have a man teaching him that masculine role?
I guess that's just something we all got to figure out together.
And why are men expected to have a healthy perception of themselves, aka confidence, while people continue to blame men for women's inflated ego?
It falls under the social norm, I believe. Like I said, it's just my personal opinion. We're meant to hold that certain status. We're meant to be strong, be a guy.
We have to have confidence as men. We're the king of the jungle, man. We're the most dangerous species on this earth. If we wasn't, it wouldn't look like this, So as a man, we have to have absolute confidence in ourselves.
I think it really starts at the gym with other guys. We compete with each other, so we have to always appear strong. But yeah, you're right. We always seem to always put a little weakness when it comes down to the woman. We'll be strong for other dudes, but girls, we always try to, I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, why are men expected to have a healthy perception of themselves, but we don't hold women to a standard of having a healthy perception of them? In other words, we expect men to have confidence, but we don't expect women to be humble.
I think, okay, so this is a good question. I think it's because it comes down to the ego. Women do not have as much ego, so they're not required for all of that, to be humble, to be all these different things. We only really require them. We as men require them to just look good and just come along for the most part.
Why do women often attack?
Hold up. Hey, what this guy just said, that was true. So like, when it comes to men, we are supposed to be confident. We should be confident. As a man, if you want the best outcomes in life, and not even just with women, you got to be confident in what you're doing. Not cocky, not, arrogant about it, but you got to know deep down inside of you that you can achieve whatever it is you're putting your mind to. When men get around other men, we are so competitive. You know this. Any guy watching this knows. And no matter what sense of the word, whether you're in the gym, you trying to size up the next dude. All right. If you're playing video games, you want to beat the hell out of whoever you're playing, whatever your boy is doing. If y'all are playing sports, you definitely want to beat the next guy. Anything, fantasy football. Hell, man, me and my friends be screaming, arguing at each other over this crap. But when it comes to the ladies, we're supposed to be confident. But yes, we scale that back when we're dealing with the ladies, because we do tend to coddle women sometimes, and a lot of guys do tend to, drop the ego when you get around certain ladies. But there's some ladies, they like a confident guy. They want a guy who's a go-getter, who stands out in a crowd of other men. That's what it is. But on the lady side of it, women are walking around carrying that same confidence that men have, and that's where the issue lies. Let's continue.
A man's masculinity when they don't get what they want.
Oh, that's a good question. Why do I attack masculinity?
Because women run the world.
Masculinity, as in,
like you don't lift enough. Like you're not manly enough. You're not a man.
I didn't know they did that. Personally, I like a feminine man.
But I think if a woman goes for that, it's just because throughout history, that's like the biggest defining factor of like what a man is like they're a manly man.
The easiest hit.
Isn't that hitting below the belt?
Hitting below the belt? What do you mean
To
by
attack,
that? Sorry.
to attack someone's masculinity.
Yeah.
Is it any wonder why men's mental health is in crisis?
Absolutely, yes, because, women believe that just because they throw on some makeup and look pretty, that they can get any man. And this is really taking advantage of the man. And, because you might not be a good-looking guy, that you might not have all this money, you might not have all this stuff, then that's putting you in a status where you basically get ignored by a lot of women, which is a terrible thing for a lot of men today.
It is often said life isn't fair. Who is more likely to be expected to accept injustice, men or women?
Men, dude.
Women.
If it's not men, why do we have the expression "take it like a man"?
Yep.
You're good.
Oh, he's real good.
Because men are supposed to have this strong front, you know? So
Does a man have the right to define what a woman is?
absolutely not.
So then what gives women the right
No,
to
I would
define what a
agree.
man is?
We don't.
But did you just say a man's supposed to be this and a man?
Sorry. I gotta pause that. Oh my God, what he just said was golden. What he just said was golden. If you missed what he said, rewind this like 20 seconds and listen to what he said. That was golden. I personally, I don't think as a man, men can define what a woman is or what a woman should be. We can have an idea of what we'd like a woman to be or what we'd like out of the woman we're with. That's one thing, but I don't think as a man, as a group of men, we should be solely defining what a woman is because we're not a woman and we can't be that. And I think it goes the same way. A woman should not be able to tell you what makes a man. Yet women always try and tell men what makes a man, try and define us and put us in a box. If you don't make this amount of money, you're not a man. If you aren't this strong, you don't look this way, you don't have this or that, you ain't a man. Whereas men, we don't sit here and say this kind of stuff about women. You know, for the most part as men accept women for who they are and where they are in their life. It just is what it is. Let's continue.
That's it's supposed to. Yeah.
Is that not defining what a man is?
Well, somewhat, but not just.
No, it is. No, it is.
If it's not men, why do we have the expression "take it like a man"?
Well, I never heard "take it like a woman."
So then would the answer be men?
It would be men.
We talk about things. A lot of times men don't. They don't like to tell us their problems. They don't.
That's
you know,
true.
they shut down easily. You know, most women, they'll talk about things and issues, but a lot of times men are silent, so they kind of withhold.
But do you think that men often withhold their feelings because when they express their feelings, it's often shamed and made fun of?
No. I think from growing up, they always say, well, men, you're not supposed to cry. You know, take it like a man. So they have to build this persona.
Is it any wonder why men's mental health is in crisis?
Yes, because soon as a man opens up to a woman and tells them like their deepest, darkest secrets, women tend to use that against men. And I don't know why. I'm a woman and I don't know why.
What is the difference between sexism and racism?
Sexism and racism. There is no difference. The one is discrimination of color and one is discrimination of sex.
What's the difference between telling a black man you're not black enough and telling a man you're not man enough?
Oh, that's a good one.
Truthfully, there's no difference. Hold on. I didn't think I would pause this as much, but that was a good question too. Truthfully, I don't feel like there's a difference because you're trying to define what one should be. Okay, just because you're a black man and say you like things that black men typically aren't into, say you're into rock music, say you're into, comic books, or, say you don't speak you don't speak in a certain way. There's a lot of things people try and say, you're not black enough. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the first person who's gonna tell you that is another black person. But to tell a man that he's not man enough, it's the same thing. You're trying to tell him what he needs to be based on your own perception of what that is. And that is just not fair to do that to anyone, no matter it's man, woman, black, white, whatever. Everyone is their own person. And so that person's personality is built up of the characteristics of that person. Just because a guy doesn't watch sports doesn't make him any less than a man, and just like you can bench press 315 pounds doesn't make you any more of a man. So if you go out and you're a rapper and you slang drugs and you do this, all these black stereotypes that most black people don't even do, that doesn't make you any more black than a guy who's in the library reading books and studying to get a good education. No difference. That was an excellent question. We're going to wrap this up here in a second. Let's continue.
A black man, he's not black enough, can be. Oh, that's a good one.
It's the same thing. I've been told that my whole life. I've been in the hood, I've been in the suburbs. In the suburbs, they said you're white. In the hood, they say you're black. Or other way around, actually. I'm sorry. You're not white enough. You're not black enough.
Black
Yes,
enough.
other way around.
Yep. As you can see, I make racism look stupid. I'm two different colors. So to me, it's just to me that's a funny question. Literally, like it makes me laugh because how can you ask someone who's lighter than a white guy about someone who's black? You know, it's just an interesting concept. But like I said, I think that just relates. It goes back to the racism being a system and how people are used to or falling victim to that system.
In my book, that's equal, man.
So why is it okay for women to be sexist but not racist?
Good question.
It's definitely not okay for them to be sexist.
Why is non-blatant racism often exaggerated while blatant sexism is often ignored and made fun of?
Because, like I said, it goes back to the thing where women are always coddled. You know, if a man came out there was, you know, start crying and all this other shit, of course we're gonna get ridiculed. Like, you can't do that as a man. You have a masculinity figure to show, and a female can absolutely do that. But that's not how it should be. Everything should be, you know, on a same playing field. But
falls under that social norm category. I mean, you know, there's movements that support, you know, things like that, but we have very little support on our end. So we just, back to that one word, take it like a man.
I know this, when a man's going through a struggle, people aren't going to listen to him. When a woman is going through a struggle, the whole world knows.
Speaking of not being man enough, is the modern man not man enough to handle the modern woman, or is the modern woman too much to handle?
I feel like the modern woman is too much to handle because this day and age, women, they're under the impression that they really don't need a man, so therefore they become that much more independent to where that they're like, okay, well, if you can do it, I can do it. A lot of things that men were capable of, like women didn't have the rights to work for a long time. And then once we were able to work, okay, well, it's the sense of, okay, if he can do it, I can do it.
Does a man have the right to define what a woman is?
No.
So then what gives women the right to define what a man is?
They do not.
But they do, don't they?
I mean, they can give their opinion, but they don't have the right to, in my opinion.
Y'all, we're gonna cut that there. The black girl who was just talking with the braids, pretty one, she summed that up perfectly. She gave a perfect answer. I liked her answer. She was honest. She kept it real. This was a great conversation. I'm gonna have this link below if you want to finish the video. There's only a couple minutes left. I think this was a great conversation to be had because a lot of times it does become one-sided when it becomes women defining men and men defining women. As a man, and this is me speaking personally, as a man, there's certain things that women go through, certain struggles that women have that I do not understand, okay? There's a lot of things I clearly don't get being a man. So there's things I'm not even gonna open my mouth on, okay? I'm not gonna give an opinion on certain things. I know women are very, very different biologically, in the head, physically, everything. Everything is different between us. We are two entirely different species. So as a man, I don't feel I have the opinion to sit here and say what defines a woman. Now, I can go ahead and tell you what I would like in a woman, what I would define. I can define a woman that I would want to be with, someone that I'd be interested in. That's my opinion, but that opinion isn't the standard. That opinion isn't the end all be all. That's just me. And anyone can give that opinion, men, women, whatever. But it is not right for me to try to define what a woman is. Yet, women try and define who men are on a daily basis. And women really don't understand men for the most part. They really don't. But the question of, you know, is the modern man too soft to handle a modern woman, or is the modern woman just too much to handle? I'm sorry. If I gotta answer that question definitively, I'm gonna say the modern woman is too much to handle because, whew, just like she said, now that we have independence and, you know, we're allowed to do things and we're making our own money and we're encouraged to do that, women, you know, they don't feel like they need to do certain things that will please a man. But yet men are still trying to do all the things to please a woman. They're still, guys, chivalry ain't dead. I still see guys opening doors for ladies. I still see men who buy their women flowers. I still see men who bust their tails on a daily. Like, there's a guy who works for me and he does every single thing in his relationship and his girl does absolutely nothing. And if he don't do it, bro, he's slung, crucified, just he gets ridiculed, insane. So I see it all the time. I think this was a great video. It's complicated, always comes with the sauce. They always come with the heat, always asking the great questions. Guys, I am Dom Knight. This is Knight Talks. Fun as usual. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content. Hit the bell so you do not miss a thing. I'll toss my social medias right there. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, only if you want to. And I will be back soon.
That's ISO. Rack it up. I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up. She got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up. I got some gas, some packs. I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up. I'm with the gang. We taking shots off the rebound.